with Rico and Kayla is about to go live online. Catch All Out Monster hit music, All Out celebrity interviews, All Out showbiz and sports news, All Out fun, an exclusive on the Monster. Catch the stream on the Monster Facebook page at RX931, the Monster YouTube channel at RX931, and twitch.tv/Monster RX931. Your All Out hosts, Rico Robles and Kayla Rivera. Stand by and enjoy the program.
Hey, we are coming to you live here in the Monster Studios, ladies and gentlemen. A big event's about to come down. This is the 5th year of this event, and they're looking to push numbers of what, 100,000, 200,000? Sky's the limit. It's as fast as this guy's finger. We have live CONQuest happening once again. Give it up for BTMC and Justin.
Welcome.
Thanks for having us.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
No problem. No problem. First time, boy, second time in the Philippines.
Second time for me, yeah.
Right. Tell us first what CONQuest is all about.
Yeah, so CONQuest is basically like, the way we explain it to people is it's the Coachella for nerds, basically, right? So it's a 100,000 person event featuring everything that people love nowadays in pop culture. So gaming, comics, anime, tech. We even have K-pop, J-pop, EDM. Basically, if you're like into any kind of pop culture, CONQuest has it all. It's kind of like a modern Comic-Con.
Hey,
okay.
That's cool.
And I mean, so since you know all about CONQuest, what is your position with CONQuest?
Yeah, so I founded CONQuest back in 2017 when I was in high school. So CONQuest started as a high school graduation project. I was like, Iloilo doesn't really have a lot of events, so I was like, let's bring this kind of event to Iloilo after seeing it, because I've been working in the gaming industry since I was 14, and I was like, hey, I really want to bring something like this to my hometown after working on events myself. So I brought it over there. It grew a lot to the point where eventually it grew past Iloilo and now here in Manila.
Young blood.
Right?
True.
And you know, when you wondering, does he have game? Yeah, he got game. You know what I'm saying? And another one, yo, I saw your videos. I saw what you're doing. That's the fastest fingers I've ever seen in my whole life.
I appreciate it.
All right, so you know, tell us about the gaming. How did you get started in this? Man?
Oh, with Osu?
Yeah.
So most people know me from a rhythm game called Osu. I actually started my gaming adventures through a block game called Minecraft. I hope you guys know about that.
Yeah.
But I eventually transitioned into Osu just through friends, right? But I've been playing the game for almost like 10 years now, and it's been a crazy journey so far.
So you know, if you're seeing the video, if we're doing the interview now, you're seeing the video there. There's just a bunch of buttons. It's just so he's chilling. So how does it go? Is it by points, combos? Is it like Dance Dance Revolution for your fingers?
Right, so the basic synopsis for Osu is you click circles to the beat, right? So if you think of games like Guitar Hero, Dance Dance Revolution, or more recent titles like Beat Saber, things like that, it all falls in under the rhythm game genre, right? And with rhythm games, like it's a huge incorporation with music. So with Osu, the thing that differentiates it from any other game is that it's all community led. So every single beat map that's created is all led by the community. All the moderation for the game, all the tournaments for the game are all pioneered by the community, and it's really just a team of like 1, maybe 2 people at the top who are just pioneering the development for the game.
That's
amazing.
amazing.
It's really cool.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
So I mean, like, with everyone just being hands-on, have you ever created a beat map before?
Yes, I've tried. I'm not very good at it, so like there's an entire theory behind it, an entire like subsection of the Osu community that are all really passionate about making beat maps that represent music. It's a form of expression, really, because you're basically creating the intensity. You're taking the intensity of a song and then turning that into difficulty in game. So usually when you have a part of the song that's like the chorus where you're jamming at it, like, oh my God, this is so good. You want to feel that in difficulty in game, right? You want to make players suffer at those points. So.
Oh my God, can you imagine?
Yeah.
Oh
Now
my
in
God.
comes the skills, the physical part. You know, you could have the nicest keyboard and you know all the comfy stuff, but the fingers. Is there any workouts? Do you do like finger push-ups?
I hear the cracking.
Is there any special vitamins or diet? You know how it is when you go to a
Yeah,
fight,
that's
you
true.
go on a regimen, you do your cardio,
Especially when it gets to the top. So I'm a top 100 player within the game. I've been top 100 for a couple of years now, and many players at the top run into issues with their hands because they don't take adequate breaks, they don't do proper exercises. So yes, I do have this like sort of regimen with my hands.
Show the stretch.
Right, so it's really just like common hand exercises, which honestly anyone who does any sort of like desk job, like or cubicle job, anything where you're on the computer for a very long extended period of time, you should be doing these like hand exercises throughout the day just to make sure that your wrists don't.
Show them your fingers. Look how
become
buff his fingers are, right?
Actually, there's a thing. I'm not sure if the camera can pick it up, but my left arm is actually bigger than my right arm because of how fast that I go. And it's just been through like 10 years.
Normally it's the right arm that's bigger.
Normally it's the right. I'm right-handed.
But for you, hey, you got both, brother.
Yeah, exactly.
It's cool. So with that being said, with the whole workout and everything, did you ever find an injury? Like, you know how it is, like you know how in your knee you got an MCL, ACL. For you, is there like a dislocated finger all of a sudden?
I'm not sure about dislocating a finger. I'm sure you have to do some pretty crazy stuff to pull that off. But many players do find themselves with either carpal tunnel, RSI, or tendonitis. I believe that's the word. For me, I got close to getting tendonitis. I felt this like really sharp pain in my hand all of a sudden. This was when I was playing OSU for around 10 hours a day for like 2 weeks straight.
10 hours a day.
And I was hooked, man. I love this game. And so I ended up going to see a doctor, and they were saying, yo, you're overworking your wrists. It's part of your job, right? I do this full time. So because it's part of my job, it's kind of hard to like limit that sort of strain. But they just said, okay, you're just showing symptoms. If you just take a break, then you'll be fine, right? So that taking breaks in a combination with just doing hand exercises, I've never had an issue ever since.
So it's perfect season.
Yeah, true.
Right.
I know you mentioned you do this full time.
Yes.
How does it feel to have this as your job full time? And are your parents supportive of it?
Not at
They were
first.
telling me, they go,
Yeah.
can you get a real job? Why don't you be a nurse?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So this is the problem that I feel like a lot of people who are trying to get into more non-traditional careers nowadays, they're having a bit of a struggle because their parents don't understand what the new generation, like the potential and the careers and the new opportunities that are there for those people, right? So when it comes to content creations, when I was explaining this to my parents, they were like, "What is this? Go to college and get a real job."
Yeah,
Which
get
for
that.
most people, that is the correct way to do it, right?
Yeah.
And of course, my parents are only giving that sort of suggestion out of love.
Yeah.
But I saw an opportunity that I felt like no one else. Like you have to win the lottery in order to get into a position where you can have a chance to take it full time, right? So I saw that sort of opportunity, and I managed to convince my parents to actually at least 1 year try it to make it work. Funny story, actually. So it was after high school when I decided to take it full time. I was working at a movie theater, scooping popcorn,
and butter,
ripping
you're
tickets,
the butter
putting
guy?
butter. I got it down.
Yeah.
I was doing this like it's called layering butter. When you put in
I
the
saw that
popcorn,
online.
put it in.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
You got game too? Come on, game strong.
Popcorn's important.
Exactly. But the funny thing is that at that movie theater, I was making $7.25 an hour, which is minimum wage in the United States. But I was making more money in a week of streaming than I did working an entire month at the movie theater. But because it was a traditional job, I felt more secure there. So I was really like, I was afraid to leave it, right? But I decided to tell myself on my 1 year anniversary working at that movie theater, I would ask for a 25-cent raise. And if I got it, I would stay.
That could be a sign, right?
It could be a sign, right? Maybe I like work my way up, be a manager of ripping tickets or something. I don't know.
Jedi of popcorn.
And I was one of their best employees too. I had a close relationship with my manager. I knew the owners of the place as well. I was good friends with all my coworkers, but I didn't get the raise. They didn't give me a
$7.25.
They didn't give me $7.50. That's all I asked.
Yeah.
So that's why I drew the line. I went full time after quitting that job on my 1 year anniversary, and it's been smooth sailing ever since. Which it's such a blessing.
I mean, you asked for a sign and you did get it. I mean, with you as well, Justin, when you were putting up CONQuest, I mean, was that something that you wanted? You're like, all right, was there a sign that, okay, I could probably do this? What are the challenges as well?
Yeah, I think the challenges when it comes to running CONQuest is really like willing something out of nothing into like something. I think one of the challenges, right, was like trying to start a global event with no resources. Like, if you've ever watched like Iron Man or like those movies, there's like that meme like in a cave with a box of scraps.
Yeah, true.
Like it's like we literally started CONQuest in a cave in like a small apartment in Iloilo. That was our first office. with a box of scraps. Like I wouldn't even say we had a box of scraps because we didn't have the box of scraps even. So the thing that really gave us a sign that it was gonna work was I think like it wasn't even like until 2-3 conquests in when like I first saw like this sounds kind of funny because everyone hates lines, right? But when I saw people wrap around the convention center in Iloilo like 3 times, so it was like a giant snake, right?
Yeah.
Like the snake wrapped around the venue 3 times.
On
I was
the
like,
queues, huh?
I was like, all right, this like. First of all, let's fix this problem about the line. But second of all, it's like we're probably onto something if this many people love what we do.
Yeah.
And
wow.
there you go.
Wow. And I mean, yeah.
They would say that in Wayne's World, book them and they shall come. And they came when you know what I mean? That was cool. Congratulations on this.
Yeah.
You know, for those that are tuned in, for those that are listening to us on air or watching us, you know, we have CONQuest founder. We got him here. We have Justin, of course, Gamer, the one and only BTMC in the building, joining us for the second time. Kayla.
Yeah. I mean, what can those that are going to be attending for the first time, what can they look forward to that might be something different this year?
I think what's really different this year is that last year we were only at one venue, so we were at the SMX Convention Center. This year we're doing something a little bit new for the Philippine scene in general. We're doing 5 different venues. So what we're doing is we're basically turning the Mall of Asia area into like a theme park. You know, we kind of call it like a Disneyland because there's like 12 different stages. There's 5 different venues. You really got to plot out your weekend. Like a lot of people already have like a giant map of the place, and they're like already like trying to draw out like, or I'm gonna start here where like the artists are. I'm gonna go to the music stage, then I'm gonna go to a panel to learn something, then I'm gonna probably try out some new games or some new like gadgets at the tech area. So I think this year, the new thing people should expect is, well, for lack of a term, a lot of walking, because it is a multi-venue thing now. So we have the convention center, we booked out the whole Conrad Hotel, we booked out all the hotels nearby, so good luck getting a room. We booked out half the mall basically. Basically, it's if you're into anything gaming, anime, tech, like you will. This is like Disneyland for you. You know, it's
And this has never been done before in the Philippines.
It's never been done in the Philippines. It's never been done in Southeast Asia. So we have about like we have close to 6 digits of people coming. Like,
Can you remember all the acts?
I can actually. Like,
Yeah?
if you want me to list down all 60, I'll probably
Go,
do.
break it down.
All right, we got the Rose, Lily Pichu, Saikuno, Valkyrie, Fusely, slightly what's this guy? Who's Scamly people? We got BTMC, Tuwanto, Atsu, Dish, Bao, Anthony Chen. What's this one? We got we got all the Scamly like friends. We got Neko P, we got Slice, we got Shoto, we have Aeonix, Little Things, Skate, Libran Comics. Okay, I remember all of this because I had to book everyone's plane tickets. So it's like these are basically in general. If you like gaming, music, anime, comics, there is something for everyone here, and it's
Oh, how can they get in? Is it for free?
yeah.
Is there tickets? Where can they buy the tickets, if ever, and how much are the tickets?
Yeah, so until tonight at 11:59 p.m., we have the pre-sale price of 800 pesos a day, 2,000 pesos if you go all 3 days, and then tonight at 11:59 p.m. increases to 1,000 pesos a day. So for 1,000 pesos, you got a lot of shit. You got your, you have your ticket to the event, you have the loot bag that you get. So we partner with a lot of like amazing local brands to basically give you some freebies and stuff. You know, you get some bread when you got it,
Hey.
you got soft drinks. So it's like you're not gonna get hungry while you're walking around. You know.
Yeah, pandesal and a soda.
Yeah, why not?
Hey,
and,
cool,
and then obviously access to all of the panels, all of the concerts, the music stuff. Really, it's like from 10 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. So much content for you to have.
3 days, and there's a content station too. Okay, another question that I got top ahead. If I'm gonna go there, is there a specific time, like, or at this time this will be happening, this stage, or at this time it's gonna be on this stage, or is it all simultaneously something's happening?
Yeah, so basically at all times of the event, something is happening because we have 12 different stages. You know, every stage has a different focus. So we have the main stage where there's the music stuff, the big creator stuff. Then we have like an esports stage where we have it's this thing our company runs called the Alliance Games. It's basically like the U app or like the NCAA for like gaming and esports. So we have all the top universities in the Philippines competing in esports. We got Ateneo.
so sick.
We got Ateneo versus La Salle competing for like Valorant. Yeah, so our company Ekaterina outside of CONQuest actually, because obviously CONQuest is like a once a year thing for us. It's kind of like our culminating event. The thing that we actually do on like a day-to-day basis is we run the collegiate league or like collegiate circuit for gaming basically. So we have our company is located across the Philippines, the rest of Southeast Asia and Brazil. We have about 2,000 schools that we're partnered with. So pretty much any school you go to in the country, Brazil or the rest of Southeast Asia, there is a gaming club that's partnered with us.
Wow.
So that's
incredible.
that's the reason why we've kind of grown so much is because we have a community where people are growing up basically. At the end of the day, people tend to like align towards places where they grew up, which is like school. So if you grew up with gaming, if you grew up with like what we're producing at our company while you're in school, then you're more inclined towards like participating in that. In fact, like all of the people working at our event, like our volunteers, our crew, they're actually all like student club officers from like their gaming clubs at their school.
So they're all gamers as well. So there's passion and dedication there.
Yeah, like it's like they're all getting like really good experience. They're getting paid to like work on like something that gives them a lot of mileage in like the gaming scene. Because the entire reason why I started in gaming or why I started CONQuest and like the company we have is because I wanted to find a way to provide the same opportunities to people, like young people, the opportunities I got when I was starting out, and the opportunities I wish I had when I was starting out.
Such a wide vision. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's
At
true.
22?
23.
23!
That's
What am
insane.
I doing with
that's
my life?
Incredible.
Right?
Amazing. I know you mentioned like the community. So if people can't come this weekend, but they're interested in like somehow joining the CONQuest community, how can they do that?
Yeah, so you can go check out acadarena.com. We have like a directory. We have like a have like an app where you can like check out and like learn about all the different things we do. We run tournaments, educational workshops. We run community programs. Like if you probably go to like a school with like more than like 500 people, then there's probably an Acadarena club in your school.
Wow.
All right, so that's something to
Amazing.
look forward to. BTMC, last question. If I was going to get into gaming, I'm pretty much a newbie. What are the new things? I only play PlayStation, man. You know what I mean?
Hey, there's nothing
what
wrong
are
with
the
that.
new
You're one
things?
of us.
Yeah, what's the first thing you advise if you want to be in the top 10 or the top tier of these gaming?
Oh, that's a tough question to ask because my first thought is like when people think of like the top tier gamers, they always look towards like their peripherals, their computers, or all of their gear that they have that makes them like that good, right? Which that does play a major factor, but I feel like people fall into this little pit, like a pit of like, okay, if I want to be good, I need to buy.
Gotta buy this.
I need this mouse and this keyboard, this monitor, this PC. But really, when you take a look at most high level esports players, they start off with what they have, right? They have a passion for a game that they love, and they will try their best to get as good as they can with what they have. And what they find is that as you get better and you do hit skill ceilings, when you do buy something new that does increase your skill ceiling, you can actually feel it, right? Whereas for a lot of players, they start off with they're like, okay, I need to get this mouse first and this keyboard, and then when they get in, they suck.
Yeah,
Right?
You guys make fun of that? It happens?
It happens so much because like with OSU, there are different ways to play the game. There's most people when they start out, it's you just play with your mouse and you click circles using your mouse, aiming with the mouse, clicking with the mouse, etc. Right? But as you evolve and you get better as a player, you incorporate your keyboard to tap instead of clicking. So you aim with your mouse on your right hand or left hand, and then with your other hand you tap, right? But the preferred way for many top players is with a tablet, like a graphics tablet that you use to draw
A little
with.
pen, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And those things can go anywhere from like $20 and it goes up and up and up as you get for higher end tablets. But when you start off with a tablet and a keyboard and trying to get into that game, you suck, right? So like, what's the point of getting all this high end peripherals if you're not going to be able to make?
But it looks good online.
It does look good, though.
content,
It does look
bougie.
good, right? So I think my main piece of advice would just be to find a game that you absolutely love, that you're willing to play no matter what, because you genuinely enjoy it. Not because of the competitive scene, not because of
It's popular.
yeah, because of popular or clout, but because you actually have a genuine interest for the game. Because without that passion, you're going to burn out. The amount of hours that it takes for you to get good at a game, you're going to have to work. It's basically 2 full-time jobs. But if you're having fun with it, that's nothing. Right?
True.
True.
You know.
Yeah,
For those that are
exactly.
tuning in, we have the people from CONQuest. They are joining us, BTMC, Justin. Here on the show, we do have all-out random questions. So how much is your electric bill?
My electric bill. Oh, that's very interesting. So like back in the East Coast, so I'm from the East Coast in a state called Virginia.
VA.
Yep. And over there, I think my electric bill is around like $60 a month, which is
That's big.
really good.
That's good.
That's
Okay,
that's
okay,
pretty
okay.
low.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, coming to LA though, things have change
Yeah.
because
I'm sure.
everything is more expensive in California and living on the West Coast and stuff. But the only problem is I don't actually know what my electric bill is because my roommates handle all the utilities. So
True. They just text
okay,
you,
okay.
hey, it's how much you got paid.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
How about you? I mean, you're a gamer. What's the average time and how much is the electricity bill, you think?
You know, the funny thing about working in the gaming industry, and I'm pretty sure Ed can relate, is that the more you go deeper into the industry, the less time you have to play games.
yes, yes.
Yeah, so I think my electricity bill right now, I mean, I just moved back to the Philippines after like a couple years in the US. It's around like 1,015 pesos a month, so it's not that bad.
Just for the AC and the
Yeah,
internet.
just AC,
that's
internet, stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, probably actually don't get a lot of playtime anymore. Like we actually have a joke on our team that like my favorite game is like Microsoft Excel, Google Spreadsheets.
True.
That's the thing I spend the most time in. But yeah, I mean, I still try to play sometimes. You know, like couple times a month, maybe on the weekends. But with like CONQuest prep coming up, that's probably been zero.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Like your work basically takes over everything. And
Yeah.
it's the same way with streaming as well. Where like because playing video games is my job, it's very hard to find time to play games outside of like streaming, right? So
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. My question is, what does a typical day look like for you and then for you?
Justin, I think you should go
Okay.
first.
Well, okay, so my days starts off a little weird because like I work at a night shift at our office, so I leave the office at like 5 a.m., 6 a.m. to go back home, sleep for a little bit. I sleep 2 times a day, so I sleep and I do this thing called biphasic sleeping. Basically, I sleep like I sleep like 2 3-hour clusters a day rather than like one long 6-hour, 7-hour sleep. So go home, sleep for 3 hours, cook breakfast, go to the office, grind stuff out, go to the gym, then like sleep for a little bit, then go back to the office.
What's it called? The sleep?
Biphasic sleep.
Okay.
Biphasic
Take
I was
note.
actually looking into that. That's really cool that you
So
actually
you
do
get
that.
a lot of things done.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yeah, because we deal with a lot of like people in America because our team's pretty spread out across the world. We have an office here in the Philippines. We have people in San Francisco and Brazil. So as the guy who helps handle like our finance stuff and like our numbers stuff, I kind of have to be awake at like both
Yeah,
time zones.
That's true.
That must be brutal.
So I'm like sometimes I'm like, oh, it's morning already. I thought I was just talking with someone. It was evening. I was like, oh wait, I was calling them and it was the evening, but it's actually morning here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. International, right?
True.
Yeah.
Call me
That's
Pitbull,
true.
Mr. Worldwide.
Right. That's what it's about. Now, if you guys weren't gamers, what would you guys be doing?
If I wasn't a gamer, what would I be doing? Oh, that is a tough one. So at least in the States, the traditional path is to go into college and like get a job and live life that way, right? But for me, it was really tough to go into that direction because my family was struggling to afford it, right? So I really had this sort of divide where I was like, okay, either I take out a bunch of loans, student debt, and go into that traditional path, which has a track record of being successful, but it's not something that I'm really passionate about, right? The one thing that I figured out about myself personally going through the content creation route is that I love having control over my own business, right? So if I didn't go into content creation, I would definitely try to find something where I'm either providing value to people running a business and finding ways to make it myself without having someone else above me.
HR is the key.
maybe.
Right? HR. How about you?
I mean, if I wasn't in startups or gaming, I'd probably be a chef. I mean, I actually came from like cooking before.
You were
I
a
was in
master
gaming.
chef,
Yeah, I
weren't
was a master chef, like junior master chef before.
Here in the
Yeah.
Philippines.
So when for one
Wow.
episode. Okay, so I was in one episode, got eliminated instantly.
What'd you cook?
So my audition dish was like pan-seared pink salmon with ratatouille. So that was like my signature dish at the time. So and then for my second dish, I made like Sicilian lamb chops, I think. But like I was like. Cooking had the same role as like gaming for me before. It was like my hobby, but then I realized, I don't think I want to cook for a living. I kind of want to just do it for fun. So I found one of my other hobbies to do to make it a career, which is gaming.
Yeah.
Hey,
Wow,
Look at this
cool.
dude. Look at these guys,
Yeah,
man.
amazing.
You know what I mean?
So if your dish before was the salmon and then
Ratatouille. And lamb chops.
What is your current dish?
Probably kare-kare.
Oh,
Yeah, so it's like
Care.
care.
yeah, it's like it's kind of like a peanut stew. It's the one we had at that restaurant the other day.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
It was really good.
So I actually went to the U.S. on a scholarship after I spent a bunch of years here in the Philippines, first 18 years of my life, got a scholarship to actually do gaming stuff in the U.S. when I was in college. And then when I was in college in the U.S., I was like, damn, there's no good Filipino food here. It's like, you know, we got Jollibee, but that was a 2-hour drive away. There was Filipino restaurants, but they were super expensive. So I was like, all right, time to like learn how to cook like Filipino food. Maybe mom was right that I should have learned how to cook Filipino food earlier.
True.
That's cool. They're like,
Yeah.
you guys are so resourceful.
I
This
know.
is so awesome.
It's
Try our
so
best.
inspiring.
Here's a tough question.
Sure.
Greatest game of all time for you. All consoles, all systems. Greatest game that you've played, and for you, that's the GOAT of video games.
I would have to say Minecraft. Minecraft, like that game is to me like it plays an important role in my life because it's basically like my introduction into gaming, right? But also the way that it's designed, like the fact that you can do literally anything and make create the world into like the way that you want is so cool. It's called a sandbox game, right? I love sandbox games. I think sandbox games have so much potential. And then also the community aspect is so important, where there are different servers that you can play on, where if there's a certain game that you can think of, you can create it inside of
it's like a
Minecraft.
world,
There's so
right?
much possibilities with that game, right? Which is why I'm really excited with Riot Games. They have a title called Hytale, which is basically going to be a competitor to Minecraft. So Minecraft does have a couple of different issues. It's been trying to foster a sort of competitive scene for a very long time. There are different servers that have like rankings and stuff, but there are fundamental issues with the netcode that makes it very difficult to make it competitively viable, which Riot Games has been
It's
looking
gonna
to.
get in there, right? That,
Yeah.
Whatever that void is, the competition's gonna
Yeah,
get in there and
exactly,
fill it.
exactly.
Yeah, true, true.
So Minecraft at the moment has been like my gaming goat of all time. So
Minecraft, you.
I think for me, it's Super Smash Bros. Melee
Oh.
because it's primarily because of the fact that the entire reason why the game is successful and the reason why it's still a super popular game, like 23 years after it came out 2003. So it's actually older than a lot of people who attend our event. And the crazy thing, right? It's a game that's still super popular. Like tens of thousands of people play it across the world. But the reason why I think it's one of the greatest games, if not the greatest game of all time, is for two reasons, right? One is because it's a sandbox. It's kind of a game, like unlike other fighting games or other like competitive games, like Smash is a very like freestyle kind of game. The joke is that other fighting games are like rap, other fighting games are like rock, but Smash is like jazz. It's all about freestyling, making your combos, using the environment to your advantage. The second reason is because the entire reason why the game was successful is accidental. Like the entire reason why the game is popular is because of bugs in the game that made the game faster and more fun. And it's kind of like Smash is the running like reputation for Smash is that it's the game that should have never been popular, but it is, right? It's like,
Yeah, because it's like jazz. You're not just stuck to the whole jab straight then a fireball combination or something like Street Fighter combos, right?
yeah.
All right, cool, man.
I was gonna ask. You mentioned jazz. What kind of music do you guys enjoy listening to?
While we're playing, right?
Yeah, while you're playing.
Oh, that's a really tough one. So I used to listen to a lot of like hip hop and rap in the States, but ever since I started playing Osu, like you play so many different genres of music because with Osu it's a community-driven game, right? If people enjoy a song, they will upload it onto Osu with its own beat map, and then like you can play those maps to rise up the ranks. So in my journey of getting to the top 100, I played such a wide variety of songs. I've been introduced to so many different songs.
Speed metal.
Yeah, the speedcore is a really popular genre on Osu, but it's allowed me to like find like charm in every single genre. But if I had to choose one specific one, I would definitely go with probably. I would say metal. I think metal does have like it has soul to it,
Yeah.
right?
Wow, cool.
So
Well, you know, we still got a couple more random questions on my end, on your end too. Can you remember how much was the first check you've made, and what did you buy with it?
the first check.
In the whole gaming thing.
I remember my first like YouTube check was like $6, and I thought that was cool. But if we're talking about like, I think when I first went full time on Twitch, like the first paycheck after that, I think it was around like $3,000 or something like that.
Wow.
Which like on the East Coast, like after working for $7.25 an hour, like that's incredible. That
Yeah.
is life changing, right? And it was the most amount of money that anyone in my entire family has.
Did you go
made
back to
since
your
moving.
boss and you say, yo, buy you,
buy this
your
whole-
friends, and theater popcorn? Yeah.
If it wasn't a small town, I would definitely do that.
Well,
But
you know,
what did I spend it on? That's a great question. I've always been like, I love the entrepreneur mindset, and the entrepreneur mindset is all about reinvesting into yourself, into your business, to make it grow even faster, right? So I literally just took that paycheck and just bought better streaming equipment, better peripherals so I can play better, you know, like the mouse and the keyboard and stuff, right?
They call it peripherals.
Yeah.
Hey, I learned
Okay.
something new today.
Yeah, so just reinvesting into myself and my business to make sure that I can be the best player that I can be and make the best content that I can.
Hey, okay.
Amazing. Okay, and how about you?
I think the first paycheck I got was like for like 5,000, 6,000 pesos back in high school when I was
$100.
Yeah, $100 basically when I was writing for a couple of websites here in the Philippines. I think I used, similarly enough, I actually used it to travel to an event. I traveled to an event in Manila and then do coverage there, which got me like, it's kind of like similar to Ed, that like I used it to fly to Manila to do content at an event, and that event paid me money. So basically it's like reinvesting it back into my career too.
These guys are entrepreneurs.
Amazing.
Oh my God. For those that are watching, they'll be joining us. Of course, we have Justin, we have BTMC, the big event happening this weekend. Invite everybody.
Hey everyone, would love to invite you to CONQuest Festival 2023, Coachella for nerds, basically everything gaming, anime, pop culture, tech, music. We got K-pop, we got all the big streamers in the world. June 2 to 4 at the SMX Convention Center and more.
And how can I get tickets?
So you can get tickets at conquestph.com/tickets. Tickets start at 800 pesos until tonight. After tonight, they go for 1,000 pesos. So if you're interested about the event, be sure to buy your tickets now because we only have 2% left.
At 2%.
Wow.
What you waiting for? Good thing
After
I-
2 refills.
Amazing.
Hey, okay.
So it's already run out twice.
That's why we added him on IG.
Yeah.
And of course, your message to all the upcoming gamers, or they're playing now, but they're sort of plateauing. You know, how can they keep on going? How can they improve?
My message to all the gamers out there, I think it's definitely to stay with your passion, right? Oftentimes your passion will come and go with a game, right? And sometimes people will question whether or not they should stick with a certain game that they've poured so much investment into, or if they should jump ship into another one. And it's really just trying to understand yourself of like, what do you really enjoy doing? If you start to lose interest in a game, it might be time to move on to something else.
To a new game.
Yeah, and that's what makes being in a competitive esport environment so difficult, because it requires so many hours, but it also requires you to stay dedicated to that game, which a lot of people typically like lose interest over time, right? So, but there have been success stories of people jumping ship into other similar games and still finding success. A textbook example is for Counter-Strike Global Offensive, where there have been many professional players who were super successful, but when Riot Games announced their new title, Valorant, they jumped ship to that game, and they found a huge amounts of success that Counter-Strike couldn't even match. It's insane.
Is there going to be Counter-Strike 2?
Counter-Strike 2 is coming out.
Yeah, because I've been hearing about it. I'm like, oh, really?
It's really exciting. Actually, some Valorant players might be coming back to Counter-Strike because of that. So it's really cool to see. I used to play Counter-Strike. That was like my transition game between Minecraft and Osu, actually. So.
Okay. Fire in the hole indeed.
Yeah.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Don't
Yeah.
forget to catch them. Lastly, shout outs. You want to shout out some people?
Yeah, shout outs to the entire team working hard right now to build out the convention center. You know, they've all been hard at work since Monday to basically build out the Disneyland theme park that we have. So shout out to everyone there.
I just want to give a shout out to my girlfriend Vivian. All right, she's so lovely, so sweet, and she's
She's here with you?
She's at the hotel,
Okay.
but she was actually the one who got me into Osu.
Hey.
I met her only like 2 years ago, right? But online, she used to play Osu around 2011, and she created a beat map that I ended up watching on YouTube, and that's how I found out about the game. It's like the stars aligned for us to meet, and I'm just so thankful for that.
And how does a gamer have game? Like you know, how you go holler at a girl? I want to know this. How'd you holler at Vivian, man?
Oh man. So we ended up we met each other around 2 years ago in Anime New York City. It's a convention located in the Java Center, New York City. And I was playing a rhythm game. I was playing a game called Genshin Impact, which some people may know of. We were actually invited to what's called CONQuest in 2022 because of Genshin Impact. It was really awesome. But I met so many different friends there, and I actually met Vivian there in the artist alley, and she was cosplaying as one of my favorite characters from that game. So I asked her for a photo. I was like, oh my God, can I take a picture with you?
Sword.
I uploaded that to Twitter, and at the time I didn't know who she was, right? I just wanted to tweet it out. But people in the Osu community saw that photo and recognized her. Like, oh my God, she's an old player from 2011, and they started messaging her like, oh, you just took a photo with BTMC. There's no way. Yeah, you got to talk to this guy. So later that day, I didn't know any of this was going on. Later that day, I tweeted out like, hey, I'm having a last minute meetup, about to head out in front of the convention center. And Vivian came up and she was like, hey, I wanted to formally introduce myself. I don't really see many OSU players in New York anymore. So we started talking. That's when I realized who she was. She basically introduced me into the game back in like 2013.
Full circle.
Yeah, it went full circle there.
Oh my gosh.
So that's when we started talking and eventually made things official.
And their hearts are now beating as well.
It's insane.
Hey,
Oh,
man.
wow,
So,
fate.
shout out to Vivian. We'll see you
Yes.
at the event. Congratulations as early as now.
Congratulations,
And continue to
yeah.
provide a great venue for all the gamers and hopefully take over the world. That's the main thing.
Just the beginning.
Yeah.
Just trying to get a good space for people.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Amazing.
But there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, for those that are watching and listening to us. My name is Rico Robles.
I'm Kayla Rivera.
Thank you guys for watching. We'll catch you again. Thank you guys. Thank you, fellas.
guys.
Thank you
Thank
guys
for having us.
This is awesome.
Thank you.
Anytime.